Good morning, students. Let me welcome you to this online lecture series on the subject of your present semester VLSI design. In the first module that we are starting now, we shall be discussing some of the basic concepts on VLSI physical design automation. So in today's lecture, we shall be looking at some of the introductory topics. I would first talk about the basic overall coverage of this subject. As you see in the slide, in this module we shall be talking about some of the introductory concepts related to VLSI design. So I shall try to motivate you regarding the need and the importance of physical design concepts applied in VLSI design. In the next lecture, we shall cover various important topics which are important for VLSI designing. For example, in the next module, we shall be talking about basic behavioral design and register level structures with few examples. And we shall be discussing various parameters related to design flow such as behavioral design, data path design and logical programming of hardware. We study these various examples of mux, encoder, code converter, etc. In the next two modules, we shall be looking at various important topics of programming through VHDL and study its hardware description, language syntax. So we shall be talking about various programming basics starting from library file declaration to parameter classification, architecture and entity formation. So during this course, we shall basically be talking about the various aspects and the tools and the technologies that are used in the process. So as you see in the slide, the basic overview we have shown in the slide. As you can see, the digital design, we would be talking about physical design automation. So digital design means, as you know, that we are only considering circuits and subsystems which work on digital signals. So you can say in this topic of digital design, we are considering various parameters related to digital design. And next we will study physical design automation. In that we will study that what are the netlists and how to move down from the layout to design. So we can call them that we mix signal in digital and analog form, and we would be talking about in the further slides that how this physical design automation, as I mentioned, is basically consists of different intermediate steps that are needed to be followed for a given circuit. So this is the scope of the physical design automation, and this is the scope of discussion that we are expected to cover as part of this course. So as you see in the slide, you all must be knowing that complexity of circuits have been increasing very rapidly over the years, primarily because of improvement in semiconductor and fabrication technologies. As you all know that it all started from 1970s to 80s, where the technology was based upon 5 micron, and recently the devices with the as small as 40 nanometer feature size has already been in the market. So there is a fantastic growth in the semiconductor technology, and the way we are able to pack more and more devices in a single circuit, the digital design processes are going to be important from time to time. So to remove the complexity, various standardized techniques are there which are based upon low power design and which are used for increasing the performance of the devices. And likewise, various CAD tools are developed which are helping to fabricate various chips at the nanoscale. As you see from Moore's law, you can say empirical rule or law which says that the number of transistors packed inside a single integrated circuit would be doubled in the 18 months or so. But this increase is nowadays very exponential. So this was a linear prediction by the Moore, scientist Moore, but nowadays it is getting like this one. It is very exponential in form. So using this model, Moore's law, exponential growth and complexity are the parameters which are the outcome of today's technologies, and for that automated tools are essential which must be well defined. So there is a need to design various technologies which helps in fabricating. As we can see in the slide, I have shown CMOS transistor which consists of NMOS, CMOS gate which consists of basically NMOS and PMOS configuration. Similarly, we have shown one of the popular ways called FinFET, which is as small as 50 nanometer in dimensionality, and using quantum sciences, the FIN14 nanometer technology, it is going to be very small, but of course lot of work need to be done. Various programming techniques have to be developed by which the integration can be very small of various devices. Now what is design flow? Let us now talk about this design flow. As I said, design flow is essentially some standardized design procedure where we will be using some of the predefined steps that are to be followed for the fabrication of chips. Now there are various steps in the design flow. It is not just a single step which is automated. There are a large number of intermediate steps such as specifications, synthesis, which means we try to translate our logical equations or logical algorithm in the form of programming, and likewise we can design the circuit. And similarly we have simulation. With the help of simulation we can get the original result before actually fabricating the circuit. And after the fabrication, every device has to be subjected to elaborate testing before it is subjected to the market. So there are other many important steps also, like simplified design should be there, and there should be particular language by which we can write the programming logic. So as you see in the slide, why there is a need of computer aided design. These HDLs, computer aided design, provides us hardware description language, and they are the tools which transforms input and provide us the desired output. So with the help of this hardware description language, we can simulate the system and we can get the desired output before the actual fabrication of the device. So CAD2 transforms its hardware inputs into a HDL output that can contain more hardware information. So in this we will be covering behavior level, register transfer level, gate level to further explore the topic. As you see, there are basically two categorization of hardware description languages. So these are VHDL, which is also called as basic HDL, which is very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language. Similarly, we have Verilog, which is hardware description language used to model electronic systems. So these are very important regarding fabrication, because to get the proper design we must have the hardware which can be programmed, and likewise that hardware can be further applied to the circuits. Now flow chart of the design. As you see in the slide, this is a simplistic view of the design flow, where there is a first of all one idea, and on that a behavioral design is planned, behavioral design is applied, and then according to logical structures are, logical gates are applied which fulfill the logical design. So logical equations can be modified according to the data path design, and after these processes physical design is prepared, and likewise manufacturing is done, and final outcome in the form of a chip or some fabrication on the board is obtained through this fabrication. So in the next lecture we will study basic behavioral design, register level structure with few examples. Thank you very much.